Hello, everyone. This is Fabiola Giordani, and welcome to. Sorry, while I plug in. Welcome to the training on how you can create an online presence that shines. So this training is called Elevate Your Brand, Creating an Online Presence That Shines. And I created this for you so I can share, some of the things that you need to have as an online business to rock your brand and your business. So I hope everyone's here, and I hope that you can use the chat feature. I clicked the chat feature. This is a super informal webinar. We're just here to have fun and to learn, so there's not any pressures or anything. So if you can hear me or see me, just shoot me a message, let me know. You can post something in the page. Let me put that link here in the chat feature, chat box here. Hopefully you can see me. If not, this is recorded, so you will be able to see it until Saturday at noon. All right, so what I'm going to be talking about, again, is basically a few steps that you can use to elevate your brand, because it's very important for you to have a brand that people are attracted to. Give me 1 second, I'm just closing a few things here. So it's very important for you to have a brand that people are attracted to, that people fall in love with, because when people first see you in person, studies show that it takes 2 seconds for someone to just look at you and have their first impression of you, because it matters, it's important. So if you go out, this always used to happen to me, and I've learned as I've gotten older. In college especially, I would leave my house looking super crazy, and then I run into someone of importance, of course, where someone that I know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, something told me to do something about my hair, or put a little bit of lotion on the ash. I'm no longer like that, thank goodness, I learned. But it's important, because now that person who hasn't seen me in forever, their last impression of me, or their first impression of me in a while, it will be that crazy girl with ashy elbows. We don't want that. We don't want that for you. We don't want your business to represent an ashy elbow. Again, I'm not saying that it is, but that's my take on it. So we will be talking about how you can elevate your online presence, and how you can make your customers feel at home before they're even your customers, because someone who's not your customer goes into your website, they're not automatically going to buy from you right away. They want to know, like, and trust you. And a few ways for you to do that. So let's get started. Again, if you can see me, shoot me a message. I activated the chat feature. Hopefully it works. I really do hope it works. All right. Oh, I see a message. All right. Awesome. All right. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Hi, Mrs. Johnson, if you can hear me. All right. So let's share my screen with you guys. Then I'll open up for questions afterwards. Share the entire screen. Here we go. Wait, what just happened? All right, so this is my screen. Hopefully you can see it. Let me double check to make sure. Great. Okay. So this is the presentation, Elevate Your Brand, Creating an Online Presence That Shines, the Google Hangout just for you. So what you will learn within this webinar is, what is an online presence? How do you want your customers to feel? Of course, you should look absolutely gorgeous. Consistency is key. Focus on connection and customer experience, and adding value to your customers before they're even your customers, which is very important. All right, so let's go into this. If you're an online business owner, you know what an online presence is, but if you've never, if you don't have an online business and you haven't started a business yet, this is why I have this here. So don't judge me. So your online presence is the way you look online. And P.S., I have my wine, because I know I was like promoting that. So just so everybody knows, let me go back just to show you, because I don't want to be like that lady who offered wine and didn't even have her own. So this is my wine, all right? So I'm just going to share back my screen here. All right. So your online presence is the way you look online. So your website, your social media presence, your copy, which is the words that are on your page, your videos, your personal account, and what you share. Now, let's start from the bottom, because most people start with a brand new, when you start a business, you start with a personal account. Most people, I've met people who don't even have a business Facebook page. So your personal account is very important. The reason why I'm highlighting this the most, because you probably already know about everything else, but most people don't think about their personal account, especially if it's not secured and if it's not, if you have the option for people to follow you. So what I want to recommend is, one, that you always represent your brand in the best way possible, not just on your business pages, but also on your personal account. Why? Even if you don't share anything about your business on your personal account, one of the things that I sometimes see people do, and I used to see people do because I changed my accounts, is complain about their customers on their personal account. Now, even though I'm your friend and I may not buy from you right now, you never know when I might need your services. So you're complaining about your customers on your personal account. This is your online presence, says something to me. So why would I want to be your customer? So that's why I want to highlight that first, is think about what your customers will see. When they Google you, maybe that post might come up instead of your website. You never know. So you want to be very careful with what you're sharing on your personal account. Your videos, how do you present yourself? How do you speak? So your brand is not just the look of the brand. It's not, oh my gosh, it looks so shiny and pretty. Your website looks like someone did it for you and it's so professional. But if when I get your video, I watch your video, it doesn't represent what I see, I might be turned off as a customer. So you want to make sure that it all mesh well, that it's authentically you. You don't want a brand that, bits and parts of it looks different and it's confusing to the people who want to work with you. So make sure that your website needs to look presentable. It just can't be what I like to call where, a kid took a crayon and just threw something together and that's your website. You want it to flow well, and we're going to get into that a little bit later, but you want it to look well, flow well for you, and you want it to represent you and your brand. Your social media presence is very important. The space that you get on your Facebook page, I forgot what it's called, but the background image, that should be something that represents you too. So if you are, for example, a life coach, it can't be a picture of your dog, for example. Use that space wisely. Use it for something, to empower the person as a life coach, because people want to get that result. They want to know when I go to your Facebook page that image right there says something about you and your business, that you're going to solve whatever problem that I have as a life coach. As I mentioned, your copy, so your words, how you're communicating on your website, your blog posts, and things like that. So let's move on. So how do you want your customers to feel? This is very important, because you're always getting that same speech about know your ideal customer, know your dream customer, know them. But even if you know what they want, how do you want them to feel when they go to your website? Do you want them to feel like, oh my gosh, this is the place that I need to be? This is what I've been waiting for forever, and that's why I haven't bought anything from anybody else? Or do you want them to be turned off? Now you see the little picture of this young lady looking very confused. We'll get into that in just a moment. So you want to know, how do you want them to feel when they visit your website, your sales page, your about page? I put that in there because it's very important, because the most clicked page, I know for a fact, and I've known that for my Google analytics, is your about page. People want to know about you and your company because they want to know how to get to know you more, and why would they want to buy from you. Your videos. So when they watch your videos, you want them to be moved, or empowered, or ready to make a change and take action. Your blog posts that you've written, do you want them to comment? If you want them to comment, do you want them to feel the right way, saying, oh, this was really informative, I really like this. Most certainly I want to leave a comment, or when you leave your call to action, they'll actually respond to you. And of course I put it in capitalized letters, but your message, how do you want them to feel about your message? Because you don't want to confuse your audience. So you can be one of many things. I'm multi-passionate, I love so many different things, but you don't want it to be one day they go into your website, it's about photography, then the next day, oh, I want to help you rock your business, or the next day I want to help you fix your life. It should be something that meshes well. So if you are into all of that, think about maybe just focusing on the coaching in one website and maybe photography in a different website. So you want them to feel, how do you want them to feel when they get to your website? Think about that. Now, the next key thing that I want to encourage is for you to look absolutely gorgeous. You wouldn't leave your house, like I mentioned before, with ashy elbows looking crazy. So you would want your business, your online presence to look phenomenal, because people are going to judge you by their first click. So they get to your website and they're like, well, no, I'm absolutely not going to spend $2,000 with this person because I don't feel comfortable. And I'm not saying that's always going to happen, because I know there are people out there making money with crazy looking websites, but you don't want to be in that category, because maybe they've been getting traffic longer than you have, and that's why they don't really care if, you know, their website looks phenomenal, and maybe they're getting recommendations from people that's driving the traffic. You don't know how long they've been in business, so you can't speak for them, but speak for your brand and your business and look absolutely gorgeous. So you wanted to, we're going to go into consistency, but let's touch on these points: is your fonts, your colors, your textures. I'm going to skip professional photo shoot. I'm going to get back to that. Your graphic elements, website design, video branding, cohesiveness with your social media platforms. Now, I skipped professional photo shoot. I'm going to go back to a website design. These two things are so important, because if you don't have what my friend liked to call, I don't have an eye for design. If you don't have an eye for design, it's imperative that you get someone who does, because in the beginning you might want to do things yourself, and there are tons of places where you can get tutorials, maybe even buy a course or two. But eventually, even for myself, eventually I'm going to pay someone to do my website. Even though I have an eye for design, I like to, you know, pair things up. I think designers were put on this earth for a reason. Utilize them. They all have different packages and services. Even if you need just a header, even if you can't afford to do an entire website, pay someone to give you a style guide and to give you, you know, a header. They will work with you, and that will right there, you know, set you apart from everybody else, because your website is going to look phenomenal already, just with a professional looking header and a style guide, because with that style guide will come with the colors that your brand will represent, will have, and then of course your fonts and other things. So that's very important for you to take a look at. Again, I'm not saying if you just start a business, run out and, you know, spend tons of money that you don't have, but even if you can't get a designer, most of them teach courses on how to build professional looking websites yourself if you can't afford their services. So certainly look into that. The professional photo shoot, I cannot stress enough how important that is. No more, and I've seen it a lot, these headshots with your selfies, and it's just not professional. And I'm not saying that because I am a photographer. This is not about pimping my services to anyone. This is really about helping you look good online, because people will go onto your website. Again, no matter how much money they're willing to spend on your services, they want to know that, you know, you're a professional, you take yourself seriously, and it may cost you $100. Even if you go into Sears, use a coupon, $19.99 to get a boring. I call them boring because I don't like them, but to me, even if you go into Sears to get a headshot and they look professional with you in a suit or something that represents you, and you take a nice picture, that's even better than not having anything at all. So most people think, oh, I have to go out and get a photographer and pay them $3,000 to take branding pictures. If you have it. If you don't have it, go into Sears. Even if, you know, you may not like what they have, it still looks better than a regular selfie that you took yourself. Because people want to look at your pictures and say, oh my gosh, this is the person for me. They look professional, they look like they're ready to work, and they're going to give me results. You know, maybe having a picture of you and your puppy is not going to be good for business. You want it to look like it's just you. Your brand represents you, so you want to look good. So if I go to a website and I don't see a professional photo, I get turned off. And it's not because I know what it should look like. It's just because I feel like if you're in business, you should invest in yourself, and that's very important. So professional photo shoot, you don't have to go and spend $3,000. Find someone to do it for you, or even go to Sears or wherever they take pictures and get something done. So we'll move on to consistency. So these two slides go hand in hand. Look at my Beyonce picture. I love Beyonce. She's awesome. Consistency. Stay consistent. This is very important with your messaging, your brand, you don't want to confuse your audience. So remember this picture of the confused girl? I didn't want to use it twice, but but she should have been placed here. Now the reason why this picture is here is because it's a blending brush. There's a point. See, you want to blend your business, your brand, and everything together. So you don't want to confuse your audience. And like, for example, the reason why I put blog posts should be consistent. So if your blog, your form of blogging is videos, or your form of blogging is writing a post, or just, you know, a podcast, whatever you want to do to have your audience stay connected with you, you want to make sure that it's consistent. So, and I've been guilty of that too, so I'm not going to pretend like, oh, I'm Miss Perfect. But, you know, when I used to tell, when people sign up for my email list, in the thank you page, I would say, you'll get a blog post every Wednesday. If you're not ready to commit to a day, don't put it there. Because every Wednesday, they're going to look for a blog post from you. You've promised them that every Wednesday, that's what you're going to do, and you need to stay consistent. So the key thing here, I'm just going to go off on a small tangent. So the key to stay consistent, well, it's not really a tangent, but the key to stay consistent is to prep. You know, prep ahead. So if you know that every Wednesday you need to deliver a blog post, or you need to deliver a newsletter, write a newsletter, even if it has no blog post associated with it, even if it's just to say, you know, I thought about this, or I helped a client with that, and this is something I thought I should share with you guys. You're committed to that newsletter every Wednesday. So they're getting that from you every Wednesday. Now, your imagery, the reason why I put this here is because I was thinking more also of like your Facebook, you know, social media posts, the little posters that I make and other people make. You want to stay consistent with that. So you want to stay with the same fonts if you can, the same kind of colors, because people are looking, your brand is a part of, so your colors, your fonts, all of that is a part of your brand, and people want to look at that and say, oh my gosh, that's FabiolaJordani.com. I know that black, gold, and white is her color, and I'm not the only one using it, obviously, but you know, when they look at it, it's like, oh, I see that poster. I can feel that it's Fabiola, even if maybe she didn't put her website on there. Oh, another thing is, if you are doing posts for social media, definitely put in your, you know, where people can find you. So you just put a powerful message on a nice picture. You went through all that trouble creating it. Why not go ahead and put your website so people can stay connected with you? That's a great thing to do. Okay. So the customer experience, we're going to spend a little more time on this because I find that to be very important for you to take care of. So your customer experience, so what type of experience will your customer get when they purchase from you? And actually, I'm going to start from the bottom because no one's going to purchase from you if they can't even reach you. So this one, do you make it easy for them to reach out to you? This is so key in an online business. Why do I say this? Because I've gone to pages, and I'm not like sitting around doing nothing with my life, going to people's pages. So let me just clarify that. I've gone to pages where people don't even have a contact page. And if they have a contact page, they make it hard for me. Now I have to highlight their email. Then I got to go ahead and open my email, and then I have to send them an email. I don't want to do that. If I want to reach out to you, you want to make it as easy as possible for people to click. Even if you don't have like a form, which you should, you want to make it possible for people to click on that button or whatever they're clicking on. It automatically links to their email, and they can send you an email. Or again, the contact form is ideal because it's best. It's easier. There are so many apps. If you don't have a website yet, that you can put towards your, like you link it to your business page for Facebook where people can contact you. There's, I think it's Visita. You can connect that to your account, and people can send you messages or emails via that. So make it easy for people to reach out to you. Don't make it a mission impossible, because then I'm going to want to give up because I don't want to have to go through a mission impossible just to reach out to you. All right, so back to this question. So what type of experience will they have when they purchase from you? So do you make it easy for them to purchase from you? For example, if you have a product that's already, so it's not a service, you're not offering a coaching package, it's something they want to download. If you promise for it to be downloadable, is it downloadable? Do they have to wait for an email? When you say instant access, do you mean I'm going to wait for an email for it, or is it I'm done, I put my email information, or I purchased it and it's right there for me? You know, how is it delivered? If they have a question for you about this product, Do you provide that? Again, if you're doing something self-serve where they're doing it themselves, you don't have to be there hands-on, but do you make it easy for them to reach out to you after they purchase or before they purchase if they have questions? And what will your dream customer, what would they say about your service or your product? Because, again, people want to know, like, and trust you. So before they even buy your product, you have other people, ranting and raving about your product. And that's important for your online presence, because if people are saying, oh, I'm never going to buy from her again, she was so terrible, I got no results, blah, 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 and you haven't resolved it, and that comment is floating out in the universe, and no one's taking care of that. So you make it easy, for them to be like, oh, I saw that Fabiola responded to that comment, and it looks like she handled the situation. I might think about reaching out to her. So you want to make it easy for people to want to purchase from you. And how are you delivering on that promise? Are you taking care of the front end, the back end, the entire process of purchasing, or even opting into your email box for email marketing? Do you make it easy for people to get their emails? I mean, what do I mean by that? Let me clarify that. So if I opt into your email boxes, there are so many different opt-ins, and if there is a double opt-in, for example, because mine is a double opt-in service, when you do your thank you page, because I know that MailChimp does it automatically for you, but let's say you wanted to pretty it up and you did your own thank you page, did you put in that they're going to receive another email to actually confirm their subscription? Because if you chose not to use the MailChimp one, you need to let them know, otherwise they're not on your email list. So they're expecting that email and they don't even know that they have to double opt in. So you want to make sure that all of that experience, that they're feeling at ease even before they buy from you, during the process, and after they purchase from you. All right, so this one's my favorite. Value, value, value. Did I say value? I meant to center that, but clearly it didn't get done. You want to make them feel at home. So it goes back to the slide from earlier. How do you want to make them feel when they visit you online? Make them feel at home, that they can, stay a while, click around, maybe invite a friend, grab a glass of wine or a cup of coffee or tea, whatever is your choice, or a cup of water, I don't know, so that they can read your blog post and potentially share it. And even if it's not blogging, they're not watching a video or reading a blog post, are they opting into because they're so comfortable with what they just read, are they opting into your email box for your email marketing service? Let's see here. You want them to get to know you, and that's very important. Sometimes people have an about option on their about page and it's empty, or they just put a three-liner about the company. Like, I don't know you really. So you want to let them get to know you. Let's see. So the reason why I mentioned the value is really the key point is to give out value. So your opt-in information, which apparently I didn't put on here. So when people are opting into your freebies, what are they getting? Is it something of value? If you're showing like webinars, and I think I put it in the other. Yeah, that's what happened. So, yeah, okay. So this got crossed. So anyways, let's go with what I have. So value, value, value. Are you going above and beyond to create community? Are you offering them tons of freebies that will be of value to them? Because oftentimes people get afraid because they're not sure exactly what to share. So, are you offering them webinars? Are you offering them, I have a note here. Yay, okay. So are you offering them value via your webinars, your YouTube videos, your blog posts, your photos, social media? So you're not just sharing a whole bunch of selfies. And again, I'm not accusing anyone of doing that, but you want to give them value. I know that a lot of you are sharing awesome articles from other places like Forbes or Huffington Post, or videos that you found of value. You can share that with your audience too. Your value doesn't always have to be about you. It can be something that you've learned and you think that your community can certainly benefit from it. And I appreciate that you guys are doing that. Let's see. What else? So what kind of free content can you give to your community, or to those who are not in your community yet, that they can feel that you're showing off your expertise? Now, I put show off your expertise via email marketing. So when you do have them opt in, especially after they opt in, how are you presenting yourself, because you're still online. This is still a business. So you have your thank you page, you have your welcome email. What's in that welcome email? Just say, hey, thank you for joining my email list. I look forward to sending you emails every week, blah, blah, blah. Let me take a sip of wine. 1 second. I promised you this was going to be super informal. So, or are you doing, you're going above and beyond saying, hey, welcome to the community. I know that you're new, especially if you've been blogging a while and you have like your top 3 blogs that people love and they've been visiting for a hot minute. Yes, I just said hot minute. You can go ahead and put those links in the email. Say, you know what? I know that you, especially if you have different options. For example, my website is not up yet, but I know that I want to serve those who want to start a business and those who have a business. So if they're opting into the I want to start a business, I'm going to offer them, any blog posts that I have or any videos that I have or something that's of value to them in terms of, this is like 3 blog posts that can help you, get clear about your business ideas and how to start launching your business from scratch, blah, 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 whatever it is. Something like that to say, we appreciate you being here. Thank you for being on my email list. Don't just wait for my next email. Let's get the ball rolling and help you move on. Because the point of you providing me and trusting me with this email, which is, it's like gold now, the point of you entrusting me with this email is because I want you to, you want to get value from me and I want to give that to you right away. Instead of just waiting and people are just sitting there in the air floating. So that's pretty much it. And yeah, so apparently the slides got duplicated. I don't know how that happened. But my last one is focus on connection. Man, you think you review things and this is what happens. So focus on connection, making them feel at home. This is like it got duplicated. Creating community. So if you want to create like a Facebook group where people can interact with each other, or even if it's not a Facebook group, if you want to do something local like a meetup group where people can meet and have fun together. To build your tribe, of course, newsletters are a great way to do that. So you want to make sure that you're representing your brand from the beginning, from the moment people click to your website all the way to the moment they buy from you or sign up to your email list. Because when I first started, I completely forgot that the email list was important. Even though I know it was important, I just wasn't curating and taking care of it. And I apologize to anybody who was on my list that's not been getting any love or wasn't getting any love. But it's very important for you to build that trust with the people on your list, and because they're eventually going to be customers. And even if they don't buy from you, they're going to want to recommend you to their, to their friends. Say, oh, you need a business coach? I know someone. So don't always think of it as, oh, they're not buying from me, but they can certainly recommend you to someone. So these are the keys to creating a fabulous online presence where people can fall in love with your brand and, say, this is the place for me. This is where I want to hang out. This is the website. I have websites that I don't subscribe. I'm in their email list, but I don't have like the RSS subscription. But I know them off the top of my head because I love them so much. I always go to the blog. I'm always reading them. Even if I don't read my emails, which is sometimes way too much for me, I'll go to the website just so I can catch up on a few blog posts, because that's how comfortable I am with that brand. That's how comfortable I am with that company. So that's what you want. You want your prospects, your potential customers to fall in love with your brand to the point that even if they don't buy from you right away, which most likely will not happen, they will fall in love and subscribe to your email list or come back again and click around some more. So I know I've been talking a lot, so let me stop sharing. I don't even know how to do that. Oh, there it is. Hello. All right, so let me see if anyone's made any comments. Oh, everybody's commenting. I'm not there. Oh, man. Give me a second. Let me try. I don't know how this works. I've never, hi, Tamika. Hi, Elisha. Hi, Daphne. Hi, Amber. See, this is the problem. I don't even know. I thought the chat feature was activated. So post a question, and then I will answer it if you have a question for me. And all of you who are here, I know you guys have fabulous pictures. I like the steers I do, right? So if you have questions for me, go ahead and post them and I will answer them. If not, let me know if you want to share something, because this is getting recorded for those who are not going to be here or who are not here live, and they can certainly benefit from your know-how and your knowledge. I've been talking a lot, sorry. All right, so as I wait for questions, if you don't have any, and most of you here already know your ideal customer. I know everybody's rocking that. This wasn't in the slides, but I could certainly. Hi, Elisha. This is not in the slides, but I can certainly share it. So how do you market to your audience in terms of, where do they hang out online? So your online presence, I know we're talking about your presence itself, but certainly, your LinkedIn account is important if you have LinkedIn. And by the way, get on LinkedIn, people. Hey, Rhea. But if you don't know, I think LinkedIn, I thought, because as a creative, I'm like, oh man, LinkedIn is so boring. It's for corporate people, even though I am in corporate, or I'm going to be out of corporate in a few days. But that's a place where you can grow your business. If you're a business owner, you have people in business looking for you, especially I know Daphne owns Cafe and Laptops. Yeah, I'm shouting people out that I can see her. Or Elisha, she speaks and she coaches. She's a life coach. There's tons of corporate women that can use a life coach. And tons of corporate companies looking for people to, have speakers. And Rhea, she's a coach as well, but she also does, why can't it come up? Don't say anything, Rhea. Don't write anything. What is it? Event planning. Sugar Bay events. So LinkedIn, I never thought to use LinkedIn. So think about it, is your ideal client hanging out there? Are they on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest? And Pinterest is something I want to do a training on because I fall in love with that too. But if they're hanging out there, certainly create an account, but don't just leave it out in the space. Go there and, take care of it. Speaking of that, I have been leaving my LinkedIn out into space. I'm going to be honest with you because I haven't had time for LinkedIn, but I will get back on there. So any questions, anything? Your ideal customer, if you don't, you want to know exactly where they're hanging out, in terms of, especially Facebook, because a lot of people are on Facebook. What Facebook pages are they following? Get to know the people. Fall in love. Ooh, I can write a message. Hey, everyone. Sorry, I've never done a Google Hangout Live like this, so. All right, any questions? Let me see. Or Tamika, she owns a fabulous radio show. I love it. I've been on there. She's amazing. She's lively. Or Mrs. Johnson, the online designer. I mean, there's so many places where you can find your customers. So let's not just focus on Facebook, because I'm guilty of it. I sure do stay on Facebook way too much. But, where to find your audience and, just share the love there. Let's see. And feel free to stalk your ideal audience. I know it sounds crazy, but certainly if you need to be a marketing detective, if you have something that you want to share and you want to know how they communicate, go out there, talk to them, chat with them, love them up. And I know that's not part of it, but that helps your online presence, because your copy, your videos, you want to be able to help those people that need you, because everyone has a special gift, especially something that's different. Only you can deliver your gift the way you're designed to do so. So make sure that you're giving those customers who are meant for you a reason to visit you, a reason to click around and hang out with you. All right. Any questions? I guess nobody has questions. Let me refresh this just in case. Again, I'm not looking at the camera because I'm looking at that page that has the questions. All right, well, if no one has questions, I guess we'll end it from there. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I honor your time. I honor you. And I don't want to waste any more time because I know everybody's busy. Wait, hold on. There's a question. No, it wouldn't be business suicide if you take a break with your radio show, because Oh, I'll go over real quick all the things that I had. Yes, there will. Hold on, let me answer Tamika's question. So it wouldn't be business suicide. Now, if you have, like, for example, an email marketing system, which I highly suggest you get, Tamika, because I signed up, because we were friends and I've been on your show. And what you can do is get an email marketing system that will help you stay connected. So even if you don't have a show and you're replaying, you can send a quick email saying, we're on vacation this week, but I will be replaying this. And it wouldn't be business suicide because people are keeping in contact with you. Because I know that Blog Talk automatically sends an email to me and everybody who subscribed to your channel. But if you had your own email marketing system where you can control it, and I don't know if they let you send, your personalized emails. If they do, send that out and let them know. And maybe even if you don't do a live show, maybe you might record something that's special for them and let them know, this is going to be a recorded one. So don't call in because I'm not going to be here. Hopefully that answers your question. But it's not business suicide if you take a break. Oh, a month or more. Yeah, if you're doing a month or more, please do some pre-recorded shows and let them know so that they can listen for their enjoyment. But yes, you can pre-record that and let them know. So I don't know if you've covered this, but what do you recommend is the best way to market your brand? Videos, social media? Okay. I have an answer for you, Alicia. That's perfect. I love this question. So she asked, what do you recommend is the best way to market your brand? Videos, social media postings, blogging, or all? I think you should do what's more comfortable for you. Only because, when I first started, I jumped into everything. Now I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I do not want to deal with this. So I love Twitter with all my heart, but I stopped using Twitter as much. So everything feeds automatically to Twitter. So to market your brand, you go where the customers are because we fall into the trap of trying to listen to everyone. So if your customers don't watch YouTube videos, don't waste your time. Videos are highly effective, and you end up on the Google search a lot quicker. So I recommend everybody to use videos. It's even if you don't use your face. You don't have to sit there with your face. You can do like a presentation, like the one that I showed you. So let me share my screen again for anybody who missed. So I love PowerPoint. It took me all of 10 minutes to put this together, y'all. And that's why the bottom part is like two slides at once, which I should have double checked, so I'm sorry. But even if you're doing something like this and you speak over it, it's better than not having any videos at all. Eventually you want to show your face because people want to know who they're talking to. But sorry, I'm all getting sidetracked. So stop sharing. Back to me. All right, so to answer your question, yes, choose the ones where your ideal customers are there. Let's see. And I recommend, the ones where they're sitting at. And videos are great. Again, you don't have to keep pushing them to YouTube. Maybe you can do your videos and put them on your website because that's where they're, always clicking. So definitely put them there and they can be there. And you don't have to blog a lot. Oh my goodness. People get sidetracked with the whole blogging thing. If videos are your thing, then just do videos and a short message with your blog and that's it. Don't try to stress yourself out. All right, hopefully that answers your question. If not, let me know. Loving Instagram now. So many coaches on Instagram. I'm going to pronounce. Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you for pronouncing your name. It was driving me nuts. I was like, I don't want to mispronounce the first name. So hopefully I'm saying it right. So it's Saidea. We need to have like a phone conversation. I think I'm really mispronouncing it. Sorry, Mrs. Johnson. All right. Yes, I want to do a Pinterest training because Pinterest is a fabulous place where you can actually share your stuff. And if you guys don't have this on your website, I no longer have WordPress, but I can give you the plugin. Go ahead and put the Pinterest plugin onto your website because any images that you have on your website, people can automatically pin to it. Now, here's a tip real quick. When you do that, make sure that the image, so let's say you saved your image on your computer as Fabiola1, for example. When you upload it to WordPress, make sure you change the name to the name of your blog post. Why? Because when they pin it, they're pinning it in the name of your pictures what's showing up. So if you pin, let's say you use a picture of yourself for, how to fall in love with yourself, for example. Go ahead and change the name because when they click the pin button, it's going to pin your image, whatever fabulous image that is, and it's going to have, how to fall in love with yourself. And if people go to their page and they're going to repin it or they accidentally click on the image or whatever they do, it will direct them straight to your actual blog. So it's a great place to market your business, especially if your ideal audience are women. So definitely check that out. Yes, Daphne's right. So don't try to get on every social media platform because they're not for everyone. Especially like if you're a coach, I know there's a lot of coaches on here. I know, right? I think I'm really mispronouncing your name. We need to get on a chat, Mrs. Johnson, and you can tell me your name. I'm so sorry. So back to the brands of the platform. So not everyone should be on everything. If you're, for example, a photographer, a few things I would recommend: Instagram, Facebook, your site, obviously, and Pinterest. So these are the ones that you would want to be on. You don't want to, and even if you don't like Facebook, don't get on it. Just do the ones that you're comfortable doing because you want people to actually be engaged. So you don't want to be on everything and then just leave it off where crickets are hanging out and no one. Wait, someone's sending me a message. I'm not sure. Should I accept? Yes? Okay. Natalie, I don't know if I can't see your message for whatever reason. I guess it was a call. Yeah, so please, if you are using Pinterest, I know I don't want to keep this any longer, so if you have to go, let me know or just log off. But if you are using Pinterest, my biggest fault used to be forgetting the name. And the beauty about using Pinterest on there is you could just pin your stuff automatically straight into there. You don't have to upload anything. Just pin it. So quick tip, I know we're not doing Pinterest training, but you can just create a Pinterest board that says on the blog or whatever you want to title it so people know where to go. And if you didn't know, there's Pinterest for businesses now. You can use it for both business and personal, and it ranks you for certain things. So I'll get into that later, but certainly take a look at that. Let me see. Any more questions? All right. So let me refresh one more time. This is exciting. I like hanging out with y'all. You guys are awesome. All right. So, Natalie, did you send me a question? Let me know. All right. So, if there are no more questions, and there will be a replay. If you want me to shorten it without these questions, I'll be happy to do that. All right. So, if there are not any more questions, I guess we'll go. So quickly, just to recap, to elevate your brand online, you want to, we're not going to get into the online presence, but get to know how your customers feel. You want to look absolutely gorgeous. Stay consistent. Focus on connecting with your customers instead of selling because they will eventually buy from you. That's the whole point. That's why they're even clicking on your blog post. They want to get to know you. And improve that customer experience if you don't have it already. Make sure people are able to reach out to you. Don't make it like a mission impossible for them to send you a message or even share your stuff. Like Pinterest is a great way, or even on Facebook. Make it easy for people to. That's how I fall in love with brands. Like if I can share this, I'm like, oh, this is an awesome article. Let me share it. I'm already in love right there because there are things for, I can help spread the word of how awesome you are. And of course, give tons of value. Okay. All right, so, oh, mine is not done. My wine is still here because I've been talking so much, but don't worry, I'll be finishing that soon. I drink white wine. That's the only thing I drink. I know it's not as good for you, but it's delicious. I can't. Anybody drinking delicious wine? All right, well, thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. This is going to be once a month. We're going to hang out like this. No opt-ins, no, I'm not selling anything. I just want to share the knowledge with just our group. Again, I'll share this and it'll be available till Saturday at noon if you have any questions. All right, and I'll send the slide out because apparently the last slide was really confusing. All right. Have a good night, ladies. Enjoy your wine. Bye.